Most men think timing drops because the body is getting weaker. That's the lie. Here's the uncomfortable truth almost nobody explains clearly. Timing usually doesn't shorten because you've lost strength. It shortens because your system is rushing, silently, internally, long before you even notice it. And once you see what's really happening inside your body after 40, 50, 60, you realize something powerful. This is not about pushing harder, lasting longer, or forcing control. It's about slowing the right signal, and most men never learn how. Stay with me, because in a few minutes I'll explain a simple reset that takes about 5 minutes, requires no medication, no embarrassment, and changes how your body responds, not by force, but by regulation. If you're listening to this and you've noticed that your timing isn't what it used to be, let me say this clearly first. You are not broken. That sentence matters more than you think. Because what usually happens is subtle. One day, you notice you're more rushed than you remember. Another day, control feels unpredictable. Then confidence starts slipping, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly. And once confidence drops, the body follows. Many men tell themselves, it's just age. Others think, maybe I'm out of shape. Some don't say anything at all. They carry it privately because this is one of those topics men are taught to stay silent about. But here's the part most men never hear explained properly. Timing is not a strength issue. It's a regulation issue. Think of your body like a high-performance engine. When you were younger, the system warmed up naturally. Signals flowed smoothly. You didn't have to think about it. But with age, stress, responsibility, and constant mental pressure, the engine starts running hot, too fast. Not weak, hot. Your nervous system becomes quicker to react. Your breath shortens. Muscles tense earlier. Blood flow speeds up instead of distributing evenly. And once that internal rush begins, timing shortens, even if desire and physical capability are still there. Let me ask you something important. Have you noticed that when you're anxious, tired, rushed, or mentally distracted, control feels worse? That's not coincidence. That's your nervous system speaking. Here's where it gets interesting. Most men believe control comes from effort, from holding back, from clenching, from trying. But the body doesn't respond well to force when it's already overstimulated. In fact, effort often makes timing worse. Why? Because effort increases tension, and tension speeds the system up. Imagine pressing the gas pedal while the engine is already overheating. You wouldn't do that in a car, but men do it with their bodies every day. The real issue is that after 40 or 50, your body spends more time in a low-level fight or flight state. Not panic, not fear, just constant alertness, work stress, sleep disruption, blood sugar swings, caffeine, screens, responsibilities, worry. All of it trains your nervous system to respond quickly, and timing is one of the first places that shows up. Now here's the part most men miss completely. Control does not start where you think it does. It doesn't start down there. It starts in your breath. Breathing is the remote control of the nervous system. When breath is shallow and fast, the body prepares for action. Quick action. When breath is slow and deep, the body shifts into regulation mode. Most men breathe high in the chest without realizing it, especially as they age, especially under stress. And chest breathing sends a constant signal of urgency to the body. Urgency shortens timing. This is why younger men often don't think about breathing at all. Their system naturally shifts between arousal and relaxation. But as life adds pressure, the balance changes. Let me paint a simple picture. Think of timing like a dimmer switch, not an on-off button. When you're younger, the dimmer moves smoothly. When you're older and stressed, it jumps. The goal isn't to hold back. The goal is to slow the jump. And that's where the 5-minute reset comes in. Before I explain it, there's something important to understand. The body does not respond to commands. It responds to signals. You can tell yourself to relax all day. It won't work if your nervous system is still receiving danger signals. But if you change the signal, the body follows automatically. One of the strongest signals is the exhale. Longer exhales tell the nervous system, "We're safe, we can slow down." Short exhales do the opposite. Most men inhale deeply and exhale quickly. That pattern keeps the system alert. Now here's the reset. For 5 minutes, not during intimacy, not under pressure. You practice slow nasal breathing. Inhale through the nose for about 4 seconds. Exhale through the nose for 6 to 8 seconds. No force, no holding, just smooth. Why does this matter? Because longer exhales activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for calm, control, and regulation. Over time, this retrains your baseline response. You're not fixing a moment. You're retraining a system. Men who practice this daily often notice something surprising. They feel less rushed overall. Their reactions slow. Their body stops jumping ahead of their mind. And timing improves, not because they're trying harder, but because the system isn't rushing anymore. Now let's talk about muscles. Because this is another area full of misunderstanding. Many men think clenching muscles increases control. In reality, chronic tension reduces it. Control comes from coordination, not stiffness. Imagine trying to play a piano with locked fingers. Strength wouldn't help you. Relaxation would. There is a muscle group involved in timing, but it works best when it's responsive, not clenched. Gentle awareness and relaxation matter more than forceful tightening. Another overlooked factor is sleep. Poor sleep raises cortisol. Cortisol increases nervous system reactivity. Reactivity shortens timing. Have you noticed control feels worse when you're exhausted? That's not psychological. It's hormonal and neurological. Blood flow also plays a role, but not the way most people think. Faster isn't better. Balanced is better. When blood flow surges too quickly, sensitivity spikes early. Regulation requires smooth delivery, not a rush. This is why walking, light cardio, and gentle movement often help more than extreme workouts. Overtraining increases stress. Moderate movement improves regulation. Now here's a twist most men never connect. The mind's role isn't focus, it's permission. When you constantly monitor yourself, you increase pressure. Pressure shortens timing. When the mind trusts the body, regulation improves. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's familiarity. And familiarity comes from understanding what's happening instead of fearing it. Let me ask you this. Have you been fighting your body or listening to it? Once men stop treating timing like a test they must pass and start treating it like a signal they can adjust, everything changes. This is not about being young again. It's about being regulated. One more important note for safety and responsibility. If you experience chest pain, severe shortness of breath, or sudden concerning symptoms during activity, seek urgent medical care. And if you take heart or blood pressure medication or manage diabetes, talk with your clinician before making major changes to routines. Now here's the deeper truth. Timing drops with age not because desire fades, but because the modern male nervous system is overloaded. Men are alert all day, tense all night, and expect control on demand. The body doesn't work that way. But the good news is this: nervous systems are trainable at any age. 5 minutes a day of slow breathing, gentler movement, less pressure, better sleep, less stimulation before rest. These aren't dramatic, they're effective. And the men who regain control aren't the ones pushing hardest. They're the ones slowing the right signal. So if this resonated with you, remember this one line. Control isn't about stopping something. It's about slowing something. And once you learn that difference, age stops feeling like the enemy and starts feeling manageable again.